Yeah, you have it too? Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, I was in the Army. Saw a little bit of combat and would not like to be at home.
Hey, we're live, folks. This is Dan Birch with Enviroproject Films, and we're developing a TV show related to any organizations that are helping the community at large for whatever reason that might be. So without further ado, this is going to be the second or third video, is it, Colin? Probably a third video, and we'll be posting all three videos on our pages. But without further ado, there's some new people here that have come into play, and we're all breaking bread together. I'd like them to introduce themselves. If you would, please.
Sure. I'm Sam Phillips. I'm with a group called Scubanauts International. The mission of Scubanauts International is to promote leadership and education.
Can I interrupt for just a
moment?
Some of our friends here have aphasia, which they need to talk a little slower. Yes, please. Thank you.
Sorry. I'm Sam Phillips. I'm with a group called Scubanauts International. We work with youth 12 to 18 to promote leadership and science education through scuba diving.
Wow.
And so we do lots of great projects every year. Our most recent project is we went up to Hernando County and we built artificial coral reefs, and then worked with Fish and Wildlife, and they actually deposited them in the ocean, and now we're doing surveys to demonstrate that they increase the marine life in that area.
Wow, that's amazing.
This summer we're going down to work with Moat Marine Museum, and they have a office in Summerlin Key, and so we're going to take a group of 25 people down and transplant coral for the week.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing work. Great. So if someone wanted to get some more information on your organization and get in contact with you, what's the best way to do that?
Probably the best way is our website, which is Scubanautsintl.org.
Okay.
And that's probably the easiest way to get in contact with us.
Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We're really glad to connect with you. And our other friend, if you could tell our listening audience a little bit about yourself.
Jay Alexander. I'm from the St. Petersburg area, and I've been working on this project since 1990 after I got out of the service. And I was a park ranger at a state park that was built by these characters called the Civilian Conservation Corps and another group called the WPA, Ward Spotters Administration. And I decided that I wanted to advocate to bring this program back, the Civilian Conservation Corps, and then eventually the WPA if we could. But now there is a bill in Congress, HR 2206 by Representative Marcy Kaptur of Toledo.
Could you slow down just a little bit for us?
She is she's the ranking member. She's the ranking member on various committees, and she's the longest-serving woman in Congress right now, 35 years.
Wow.
So I'm hopefully that if she makes it through to the next election, she'll be the first woman appropriations chairman or chairperson, and this bill will fly.
And the bill is specifically geared toward?
It's called the HR 2206, the 21st Century Civilian Conservation Corps Act, to reestablish the United States Civilian Conservation Corps in the 21st century.
And so if this bill passes, how is it going to help people?
It would help mostly, it would hire professionals that need to supervise and also to teach job skills to the kids. The age would be from 18 to 28, 17 or 16 if they're signed off. And the camps, they would be assigned to camps or smaller groups, and they would learn critical first aid, CPR. They would be out there to fight fires, forest fires, do disaster services if needed, clean up. And but they would primarily be planting trees. The last group planted 3 billion trees from 1933 to 42. And if we could bring this as a generational organization that would be renewed every 2 years by Congress, this program would keep on going until infinitum. And then the other thing about it is if we could bring it here in the United States, other countries around the world will copy it, and we could have a true Peace Corps where kids that are just out of high school could go overseas and work on a project, or to the oceans, clean up the oceans, and get that experience when they come back.
What an admirable cause! And just for our listening audience on Facebook, can you tell us exactly how this was enacted originally?
It was the brainchild of Franklin Roosevelt. The first month in March, he was elected, or he was born in, and he gave a speech about fear. You have nothing to fear but fear itself, and the biggest threat to our country was unemployment. And he was looking to employ our people. Mm-hmm. And one of the programs was the CCC program to get our youth employed, keep them off the street, and it succeeded. Crime rate dropped in all major cities by 55%. So law enforcement would love this program. Right. And also it gave a lot of families they would send home, they were required to have an allotment sent home of $25 out of their pay. They got paid $1 a day. Mm-hmm. And so they all looked at each other with sarcasm and says, oh, another day, another $1. Oh,
that's how that came about. Very cool.
That's where it came out. And so they would send their money home, and they would be the breadwinner for their family. So they overnight became responsible citizens, and they worked their little tails off, or and they became adults overnight. And so the program went on, and when World War II came along, the program, Franklin Roosevelt switched from being fix it the economy to win the war. Mm-hmm. He tried to save the CCC, but Congress defunded it so that the monies could go towards the war effort. Mm-hmm. And also because they thought it was a relief program. They were offering relief because we're now a war economy. Mm-hmm. And this program was military industrial complex. So, and it worked. And why not bring it back for today? Because all the secretaries cooperate with each other, and it was uncommon sight to see this before or since. It's never really happened. Mm. The war now, Defense Department was interacting with the Interior, Agriculture, Labor.
There was this connectivity.
There was this connectivity because they were working for the kids, our future citizens, our future leaders. So
the major population is watching you right now, and I alone have probably close to 3,600 Facebook friends. Good. But I would like you to tell them how they can help your organization. I think this is absolutely a wonderful bill. We should bring it back into fruition. Obviously, it's a wonderful concept, and it worked for what, 9 years? 9 years. 9 years. If it's brought back, the bill number is up to them. If it is to be. It's the what's the name of that? The Lorax. I feel like the Lorax telling the Onceler. You're the Onceler. Let's bring this back, Oncelers. Call up your member of Congress. Ask them to co-sponsor the 21st Century CCC Act, Civilian Conservation Corps Act. And currently, that number changes every 2 years. Every sessions changes. So this is 115th session it's in. It's HR 2206. That's 2206, and it's a House resolution number. And hopefully next year it will be a bill number, House Bill HB. Absolutely.
And it will have some oomph to it because it would be from a person that's on the Appropriations Committee.
Let's get people trained. Right. Let's people to work. Let's plant some trees.
And then maybe
let's get the government to start working together collectively.
Exactly, people. And we got it. We did it before. Why not do it again?
Absolutely.
So.
Well, I want to thank you all for stopping by. And,
I have a website too.
Oh yes, please share the website.
www.goccci.org. Go Navy, go Air Force, go CCC Initiative.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Well, without further ado, I want to thank everyone for coming by today. All of our wonderful friends from Voices of Hope.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Guys have been absolutely amazing. And your organization, is there a website if you can get one more time?
It's Scubanauts, INTL.org.
Yeah, and you're doing wonderful work with children of all ages. Mm-hmm. What are the age groups?
12 to 18.
12 to 18. Wonderful. And then they can contact you for anything having to do with scuba. And again, if you could just briefly tell us what the organization is about for new viewers that are just coming on.
Sure. Yeah. It's a leadership and development program for youth, primarily interested in marine science education and scuba diving.
Wonderful. Absolutely amazing. Okay, all of our friends and family from Facebook land, we're going to break some more bread and eat. Talk to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.